Hey now! What is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I am here with...
Talking Tina.
That's right. And we just got done watching Rough Night. Rough Night is a 2017 film that is currently in the theaters. I'm not going to say how we watched this movie, but we did somehow find a way to watch it, and it was more out of curiosity, I think, that we decided to watch this movie.
Which is why anybody would see a movie.
That's very true.
Which is probably why you're watching this review.
And that's also true. You want to know what we think of it. Now, the plot is we sort of follow Scarlett Johansson, right? She plays this character, Jess, who she used to be friends, or she still is friends, I guess, with these girls from college some 10 years ago. But you jump ahead to now, and she's about to get married. She's going to have a bachelorette party, and her best friend, kind of best friend, played by Jillian Bell, she wants to take her out to Vegas and so that they can all have fun and almost reconnect their friendship. But along the way, some crazy shenanigans goes on, and we're here to tell you whether or not any of it was funny. Now, what we thought of Rough Night is...
Not if it was funny. If the film was adequate.
Sure. Well, Tina, what did you think of the movie? You should start this off.
It wasn't great. It wasn't completely horrid either. It was like a spin-off from a spin-off from The Hangover, but like the vagina version.
The vagina, well, yeah, I would have said like a ripoff. My issue with this movie isn't that it's females as the leads or that it's women being funny. No, that's not my issue at all.
But it sticks out.
Well,
it's like a female version of The Hangover, but not the first one or the third one. More like the second one, but kind of more horrible.
Even though I think the third one's worse than the second one, but we can,
you know what?
We can both agree that this is a lesser version of The Hangover in general, and I just feel like my issue with this movie is that it just wasn't funny. Look, I got maybe one big laugh at the beginning when they're at the airport. There is one funny joke that made me laugh, genuinely made me laugh. And I maybe got 2 or 3 chuckles for the rest of the movie, but this movie's like an hour and a half long. And you and I both are sitting there and we're just kind of like... And you laughed less than I did, and I was expecting you to really defend this movie, go to bat and say, no, this is women, and we're empowered to be raunchy and
because
tell
you're
dick
a guy
jokes.
And I'm a female, and you just automatically think I'm gonna love it because it's women.
Well,
yay!
There was a lot of dick jokes. There were a lot of jokes that were a little juvenile. For example, Scarlett Johansson, she plays like the straight girl, like the girl who's not too goofy, not over the top. She's just like the normalest one out of them.
Very responsible.
Right.
Wants her future.
But her best friend, or whatever she is, Jillian Bell, she's the obnoxious one. She's the loud one. And you see her in a lot of these movies playing this similar character where she's just loud and a little annoying.
Funny, raunchy, she's out there and does not give a shit.
Right, but sometimes it just comes off as annoying. Sometimes, like for example...
She was supposed to be annoying. That was her character.
Oh, true. But, for example, didn't you think she was being a bitch to Kate McKinnon's character? Kate McKinnon is this Australian girl who comes in and I guess is now currently Scarlett Johansson's best friend.
It was a lot of penis envy from the...
Which I didn't know women had.
Well, everyone can relate to penis envy.
Vagina envy?
Most of the time guys have it. We just saw the female version of it, which seems kind of off.
Kate McKinnon is an actress who I see on Saturday Night Live once in a while. I think she's okay. I saw her in Ghostbusters and I hated her.
Everyone loves her in Ghostbusters. I don't even know what your problem is.
Everyone? Well, okay, well, I saw Ghostbusters and I not only hated the movie, but hated her in it. I thought she was too over the top, too goofy.
I loved her in the Ghostbusters.
Weird, goofy facial expressions.
We're transitioning this review.
But no, but you're right, because in this movie, though, I was impressed. Not that she made me laugh, but I was impressed that she wasn't so over the top. She wasn't so obnoxious and loud, because that's really Jillian Bell's character. Kate McKinnon just has this really weird accent that doesn't really sound Australian. She just sounds like she just wanted to do an accent. But she was here. She was fine. I wasn't annoyed with her, which I guess is a plus. Zoe Kravitz...
annoyed with her.
I wasn't annoyed with her, but Zoe Kravitz plays this girl who looks like she's like 18 or like 14 and has a kid and has all this backstory that I don't really care about.
She was a wild child that is kind of like Scarlett Johansson's character. She just wants a more normal and more bright future. What everyone's, I don't know, how do you say that word?
Statistics?
Yes.
She has trouble with that word. Well, let's talk about Zoe Kravitz having this weird past relationship with the other girl of the group, Alana Glazer.
Yeah, that was her wild child days, and now she wants like the professional, the conservative future that everybody wants, or everybody thinks they want because they think it's the right path.
Right.
Which is why, like, not to spoil the movie, but like Scarlett Johansson's character in the movie.
Just growing up.
Yes.
Now, what did you think of them actually being in Vegas and partying and doing drugs and the stripper?
But they weren't in Vegas. They weren't in Florida.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So, it felt like
that's
Vegas.
How much he enjoyed the movie. He doesn't even know where they were.
It feels like Vegas.
I feel it's a few comical characters that are mixed in with people
not really doing comical things, yeah.
People who are more suited for drama, like Scarlett Johansson. She's better at dramatic roles. The most she's ever looked good in
The Avengers.
that wasn't so dramatic was The Avengers, but like that's dramatic and action and like slightly comical. This movie is straight out supposed to be comedy. It's supposed to make you laugh. Can you name a lot of movies that are funny
with her
that she's in?
The Nanny Diaries?
Is that like really funny?
Not really.
Is that, like, cause I don't think she can be funny.
Don John.
That was more like
that was hilarious.
Soft core porn.
Can you complain about that? Now the trailers reveal, so we're not spoiling this, that on this escapade, a stripper shows up and they accidentally kill the stripper. Now, this is where the movie could have taken an interesting turn. I feel like all of the characters became unrelatable, unlikable, how they didn't really seem to, they weren't quick to call the cops, they weren't quick to do...
They were all high.
But they weren't doing logical things.
Admits that.
Let's talk about Scarlett Johansson's fiance in the movie, played by Paul W. Downs.
I don't even know how to discuss him without spoiling the movie.
This guy, they kept going back to him. Like throughout the movie, it's like we see the girls doing their thing, and then we cut back. Doing,
yeah. And then it's just, I don't even think they're a good fit.
No, yeah, I don't buy them as a couple.
To begin with, it's just, it's sad and it's forced.
But I also didn't understand why the movie felt the need to keep going back to him. I didn't really think any of his bits were funny. I thought him having his bachelor party with his friends was more pathetic than anything else.
Sad. Oh my goodness, it was so sad.
It felt like filler. It felt like just let's waste some time to fill this 90 minutes.
It feels like what Stu in The Hangover would have if he stuck with Melissa.
That's very true. That's a very good point.
So fucking sad.
But let's talk about their neighbors. Their neighbors are played by Ty Burrell and Demi Moore, who, you know what, I actually found some amusement from them. I thought they were the swinger couple, and they were very over the top, but I found some funny humor with them.
All I saw was, oh, Ashton doesn't want me, so I have to act like this.
Do we have to go there? That was so long ago. She looks good for her age.
She looked good for her age, and now you can see it in her face. She's run down.
Well, another actor I want to mention really briefly is Colton Haynes, who he plays the stripper in the movie, the real stripper, and he was on Arrow. So I just want to give him a shout out. Shout out my Arrow brethren. He has a very
minor part in the movie.
But he filled the role
But he was excited. Oh my God, he's on the superhero TV show.
I want to know, what would you give this movie? From my rating system, what would you give Rough Night? Would it be the lowest of the low, which is a fuck you?
No.
Is it some old bullshit? Is it a rental? Is it a matinee?
I feel like for some people it could be a rental.
A rental? Wow, you're being very generous, because I'm giving it a some old bullshit.
Man, this some old bullshit.
Because he's sexist?
No, it's because it was just, it's a waste of time. Honestly, a lot of this movie, I just wanted to do 5 other things. I was getting bored.
Like, oh my God, a Scarlett Johansson movie, and she's supposed to be funny. Oh my God, how can I keep my dick in my pants and watch this?
Well, you know what? On that note, that's what we thought of Rough Night. Clearly, you enjoyed it a little bit more than I did, but still, it's not the greatest movie to go waste your time on. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of Rough Night, if you've seen it, if you don't give a shit about watching it. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!